the Alleghany Highlands Regional Library. I am Ann Dean, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the library. With me tonight is Lisa Hicks, our Library Director. A couple of staff members back there, Mr. Long from the Board of Trustees. And I'm going to apologize because I've hit the age where I need bifocals. And if I put it down here, I can't see it. So if I'm holding it like this, I apologize. The library's, Alleghany Highlands Regional Library's budget request for fiscal year 2018-19 consists of two parts: the capital improvement budget and the operating budget. Under our capital improvement budget, the Alleghany Highlands Regional Library is asking the two local governments to provide an additional $30,000 to help complete the funding for the much-needed roof and HVAC replacement project. The total estimated cost for the project is $159,000. The library director and the board of trustees have been aggressively pursuing funding through grants, which are few and far between. To date, the library has raised a total of $114,000 towards the cost of the project, which leaves a balance of $45,000 that still needs to be funded for the HVAC and roof replacement. The library is trying to raise an additional $15,000, which will leave a remainder of $30,000 needed to complete this necessary project. We are requesting $15,900, 53% of the remainder of the project from Alleghany County, and $14,100, 47% of the remainder of the project from the city of Covington. Percentages for these requests, the 53% and the 47%, are based on Alleghany Highlands Regional Library usage statistics from July 1st, 2014 through June 30th, 2017. Based on circulation amounts for that time period, Alleghany County patrons constituted 53% of the library's circulation, and the city of Covington, 47%. And I would like to point out that the pictures on the bottom here are not just pictures I grabbed from anywhere. That is downstairs, our leak control project that we have going on, and it has been going on downstairs for some time. For the fiscal year 2018-19 operational budget, we are requesting funding in the amount of $140,366 from Alleghany County. This includes an increase over last fiscal year in the total amount of $10,663. $2,633.29 of that amount is the required increase in accordance with the 2015 waiver agreement with the state. In addition, we are requesting $8,028 in new funds from the county, which would be 53% of funding for a new part-time position. From the city of Covington for fiscal year 2018-19, we are requesting funding in the amount of $128,490. This includes an increase of $7,118.83, 47% of a new part-time position. And again, we use the same statistical data to come up with those dollar amounts. And I would like to point out that we did request funding for this additional part-time position last year, but we did not receive it. The addition of a new part-time employee will help us meet service level standards set by the state of Virginia. It will help us meet the full-time equivalency levels set by the state of Virginia. It will help fulfill the long-term goals in the Alleghany Highlands Regional Library Long-Range Plan. It will allow the library to better serve patrons, using our facilities and resources. It will allow the jobs within the library to be completed in a more timely fashion. It will allow for more on-site and off-site programming and class options, allow for more diversification with programming options, and allow for more outreach within the community. I'd like to give you a little bit of background about the standards for Virginia libraries. Public libraries in Virginia are established and regulated in accordance with the Code of Virginia, which has designated the Library of Virginia as the library agency for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I have the code listed there. Since 1978, the State Library Board has approved recommended minimum standards for libraries in Virginia. The current 115-page document, which is called Planning for Library Excellence, with standards for Virginia Public Libraries, was adopted in 2009, and it establishes benchmarks for libraries based on ratings of level A, level AA, and level AAA. The ranking system that they uses a well-understood business model based on bond ratings. Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch's all use the level terms of A, AA, and AAA rankings for their system for the quality of investments. The Library Board of Virginia believes that it is possible to view public library services in a similar fashion, and recognizes that the primary goal of each library is to serve its community at the highest possible levels given its resources. Like businesses, libraries strive to grow in order to provide better services to their consumers. To reach level A, which is just basic and mandated services, a library must meet all of the benchmark levels. I'm sorry. It has always been the intention and the goal of the Alleghany Highlands Regional Library to reach the standards for a level A library. However, we continue to fall short of meeting this standard based on the staffing standards in accordance with the following section. Staffing for a level A library in the state of Virginia would have a full-time equivalency of not lower than 0.3 full-time equivalent staff members for each 1,000 in population. The Library of Virginia has reported a legal service area population for the Alleghany Highlands Regional Library of 22,220 for the fiscal year 2015-16. These figures are based on the total population of the City of Covington and Alleghany County as reported by the Weldon Cooper Center for Public Services. In accordance with the above formula, in order to meet the basic level A staffing requirements, the library would have to be staffed at the equivalent of 6.67 full-time equivalent employees. Based on total paid hours for fiscal year 15-16, Alleghany Highlands Regional Library has 4.28 full-time equivalent employees. In order to be clear, in order to meet the basic standards from the state, we would need 2 full-time employees, additional employees, and 1 part-time employee in order to reach the level A staffing standards. We are only asking for funding to add 1 part-time employee. Based on statistics for fiscal year 2015-16, and that was the last year's statistics that have been published, out of the 9 library systems in the state, there are only 12 that do not meet the minimum level A staffing requirements. The Alleghany Highlands Regional Library ranks 86th out of 91 in meeting the level A staffing requirements. And you can see from here that there are 12 libraries that don't meet the standards. We are only one of 8 libraries in the state whose full-time level staffing equivalents fall 2 or more below the level A staffing requirements. We are 2.39 people below the minimum level A standards. If you take comparable population areas, there were 5 libraries that fall within a 20,000, 25,000 population range. We are the only one of those 5 with similar population that do not meet the level A standards. And you can look and see what the level A staffing would be for each of those libraries. Each of those libraries exceeds the minimum by at least 2 full-time employees. Down at the bottom, we took off library staff with comparable full-time equivalents. All of the libraries in the state that have between 3.5 and 5 full-time equivalent employees. If you look at those, we are serving a significantly larger population than those libraries with similar staffing. We have 22,200 people with 4.28 employees. We're looking at libraries with 12,000 or less that have, most of them have more employees than we do.